Dear children, warm greetings. I'm your science teacher, Miss Monisa Khurshid. Well, children, I am quite enthusiastic and energetic to teach you something new. And I hope you too are ready to learn. But before I start, let's do some brain-teasing exercises. Answer the following riddle, and that will be the clue for the topic to be taught. Should I ask? You might use a lot of this. You might use a lot of this for a fight in summer. And if it leaks inside your home, you need to call a plumber. Guess what? Keep on guessing. Yes. Till you guess, let me ask you another riddle. Let me tell you, answer to both the riddles is the same. I can be sparkling. But I'm not a star. I can run, but I don't have legs. I can fall, but I don't get hurt. Who am I? Yes, children, you got it right. The topic for the day is water. Water is a precious natural resource. Water, a colorless, odorless, tasteless liquid. Children, I would like all of you to pay attention. And by the end of the chapter, you should be able to describe the distribution of water on the surface of Earth. Explain various uses of water. Explain various states of water. Define the terms evaporation, condensation, factors affecting evaporation. Realize and recognize how water is a renewable resource. Draw a comparison between drought and flood. Adapt and appreciate the various ways of conserving water. Children, now we will begin with the chapter. Just have a look at this world map, or just see this globe. Look at the globe. The major portion of this globe is represented by blue color. Children, blue denotes water bodies. Now you might wonder, my dear children, if the whole earth is covered by water bodies, then why do we have to face scarcity of water in many regions of the world? My dear children, there is a huge concern. 97.5% of water, 97.5% of water available on the surface of the earth is saline. It said, water everywhere, not a single drop to drink. This was said by the sailors who were sailing in an ocean when they wanted to drink the water. It was everywhere there was water, but they could not drink a single drop of water. Why, children? Because it was saline. It's not fit for human consumption. Now we left with 2.5%. Children, 2.5%. Out of this 2.5%, 1.5% of water is frozen. Frozen in the form of ice, in the form of glaciers. Now we left with only 1%. Children, this 1% of water is fit for human consumption. This 1% of water is potable. Children, potable, P-O-T-A-B-L-E. Potable means water which is fit for human consumption. Imagine, my dear children, whole population of the world, that is 7.8 billion. 7.8 billion of the population depends on this 1% of water. 1% of water is used for various purposes, be it domestic purposes, agricultural purposes, industrial purposes, or for generation of hydroelectricity. Children, ask yourselves, why do we really need water? Our human body. Children, our human body is nothing but 60 to 70% comprises of water. Our human body comprises 60 to 70% of water. Water is needed for digestion of food. Water is needed for absorption of nutrients. Water helps in flushing out the toxins from the body. That is why we need water. Now, children, that is, we need water, but there are various uses also where we need water. Now, just imagine, my dear children, there is an announcement in a locality that there won't be any water for 3 days. Just do it because of some repair? Or why to go that far? Right away it is chilling cold. You might have seen all the water pipes have got frozen in Kashmir. What did we face? Shortage of water. So what was the first thing we did? Absolutely right, my dear children. We stored water. We stored water because we require it for different purposes. We require it for performing various household chores. Right away from the morning, when you wake up, you need water to take a bath, to brush your teeth, for ablution. Then you need to prepare breakfast. For preparing breakfast, you again need water. Let's then talk about washing. Be it washing of utensils, washing of vegetables, washing of cars, cleaning, we require water for a number of things. This all comes under domestic uses of water. Then children, not only domestic uses, we need water for agricultural purposes. Mere desh ki dharti, sona ugle, ugle hire moti. You can see the farmlands. Major population of world is dependent on farming. Agriculture means growing of crops on a large scale. And do you know, the basic requirement for growing crops is nothing but water. Now children, again a concern. We're having only 1% of potable water that is fit for human consumption. We cannot waste water. So farmers devise water-saving methods like canal irrigation, sprinkle irrigation to irrigate their fields. So that is the agricultural use of water. See, farmers cannot rely upon rain showers or monsoon showers. They have to irrigate their fields. So that is why they devise water-saving methods. Another use of water is for the industrial purposes. Children, life is becoming more advanced. Increase in demand and supply of commodities is increasing day by day. Water is used in the manufacture of plastics, paper, fabrics, fertilizers, chemicals. Remember children, industries must not release untreated water into water bodies, as otherwise they will pollute the water bodies. We need to have this civic sense that they should not release untreated wastewater into water bodies. Children, now after this, water is also required for the generation of hydroelectricity. Now, what is this hydroelectricity? Hydroelectricity means generation of the electricity from the flowing water. The flowing water is used to operate turbines that helps in the generation of the electricity. In our country, we have many dams on which hydroelectricity has been generated, like Alaknanda Hydroelectric Power Station in Uttarakhand. Likewise, in Jammu and Kashmir, we have Salal Hydroelectric Power Station, we have Baghliyar Power Station and Udi Power Station. Children, let's keep our fingers crossed, and we will be having, that day is not far, that when we will be having no power cuts in Kashmir. Now, so far, whatever we have learned, let's summarize and put them on a concept board. Children, distribution of water on the surface of Earth is 97.5% is saline, 1.5% is frozen, 1% is potable. Water is being used for domestic purposes, for industrial purposes, for agricultural purposes, and generation of hydroelectricity. Now, children, let's talk about some of the states of water. Matter is anything that occupies space and has weight. Now children, water exists in all the three states of matter, be it solid, liquid or gas. As solids, it exists in the form of ice, snow or hail. In rivers, lakes, oceans, water exists in the liquid state. As gaseous form, it exists in the vapor state. So all the three states are interconvertible. Children, all the three states of water are interconvertible by increasing or decreasing the temperature. So change in temperature helps in changing the states of water. Now let's have a look at this image over here. You can see, my dear children, over here it is shown ice. Ice melts into liquid state. When kept at room temperature or when it is heated, it gets converted into the liquid state. And the liquid, when it is heated or boiled, it changes into the gaseous state, which can be water vapors or steam. The reverse happens. If we cool, when vapors are cooled, they change back into the liquid state. And on further cooling, that is freezing, it changes back into ice. So children, you can see that all the three states of water are interconvertible. Now children, tell me one thing. Does that mean that water will change into vapor state only on boiling? Let's explore and find out the answer. Children, tell me one thing. What do you crave most on a picnic spot? Yes, it should be having water body nearby so that you can splash water on one another. Children, you love splashing water on one another. Even I used to like it. But when we have to come back from the picnic spot, what do? You sit in the sun and your clothes get dried out. How does that happen? Do we need to boil first the clothes, I must say, and then they will change into vapor state? No, obviously no. Water changes into the vapor state at any temperature. The process of changing of water into vapor state is known as evaporation. Children, just look at the word evaporation. It has a word vapor in between. So process of changing water into vapor is known as evaporation. Let me cite some more examples of water evaporation. As you can see over here, my dear children, the puddle which has been formed after it rains disappears after some time. How does that happen? It happens because water in this puddle has evaporated due to the heat of sun. Likewise, you love to apply perfume. And if you keep it open, the liquid perfume vaporizes. Where does that go? The liquid perfume has changed into the vapor state. So evaporation has taken place. Likewise, when you do a strenuous exercise, you sweat a lot. Where does that go after some time? That also disappears. It's because of the evaporation. Now children, I hope by now you got the concept of evaporation. But my dear children, there are certain factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Now I am fond of washing clothes, and let me take out these two shirts, which identical shirts, and I will hang them over here. One shirt over here and another one is over here. Both the shirts are equally wet, but one of the shirts I'll crush and one I'll hang it in a spread out manner. Now children, which one do you think will dry faster? Got it right. Yes, the one which is spread out. Why? The one which is spread out has a larger area exposed. More the surface area exposed, more will be the rate of evaporation. Rate of evaporation means how fast the evaporation will take place. So if the exposed surface area is large, evaporation will be faster. Another factor which affects the rate of evaporation, let's perform another experiment for that. Let me take two shallow dishes, dish A and dish B. Now children, in both these shallow dishes, let us pour an equal quantity of water into them, dish A and dish B. Now at noon, let's keep one of the dishes, that is dish B, in sun, and dish A, let me place it in the room. In the evening, we will bring both the dishes back and pour the water into 2 glasses of the same size. Do you think the quantity of water will be same? No, quantity of water will not be same. Children, let's see. Reason is due to the increase in temperature. The rate of evaporation is faster. So in dish B, which was placed in sun, we will have a reduced quantity of water. So, more the temperature, more will be the rate of evaporation. Now, the third factor which affects the rate of evaporation is wind. Let's again perform an experiment. Let me take those 2 identical shirts and place them for drying. Right away, temperature is same, but one of the shirts is placed before fan. That means wind is blowing. Which one do you think will dry faster? Yes, my dear children, the one which has been placed near the fan. Why does it happen? Start thinking. Why? It happens because wind moves the water vapors away. And so the area near the shirt which was placed before the wind moves away the water vapors. There is decreased amount of water vapor near that shirt. So it will dry faster. So these were the factors that affect the rate of evaporation. Now children, another process which I'll be discussing with you is condensation. Now tell me honestly, when you come back from a hot sunny day back to your school, you're tired and you just go to the refrigerator, take out the water or the juice which is ice cold, pour it into the glass and drink it. You feel relieved. But tell me one thing, have you ever observed that glass? If you touch the outer surface of that glass, you will find it wet. What is the reason for that? Is the glass leaking? No. Actually, my dear children, water vapors are present in the room. When they come in contact with the cold surface, they change into water droplets. So this is the reason when you're finding the water droplets clinging on the outer surface of the glass. So, changing of water vapor back into water is known as condensation. Children, I believe our laboratory is kitchen at your home. If you just check onto your rice cooker, if you see when your mother or even if you cook food, you will see vapors coming out when it is boiling. That is evaporation. And after some time, when the rice is ready, just try to open the lid. You will find droplets of water on the lid. That is nothing but condensation. Now children, I hope by now you've understood what is evaporation and condensation. Now that the concept of evaporation and condensation is clear to you, let's put it on the concept board. Evaporation, the process of changing of water into water vapor, is known as evaporation. Factors affecting evaporation are surface area, temperature, and wind. Condensation, the process of changing of water vapor back into water, is known as condensation. Now children, you might be wondering, this 1% of water available does not finish. Why does it not finish? Because water is a renewable resource, means it can be regenerated. And how does it happen? It happens because of the water cycle. Now that the concept of evaporation and condensation is clear to you, it will become easier for you to understand what is water cycle. Let's have a look. Children, as you can see, the water from rivers, lakes, be it any water body, seas, oceans, evaporates continuously. Got it right. It evaporates continuously at all temperatures, be it summer or be it winter. Now, water from the water bodies evaporates. Children, do you know something exciting? Plants also lose water vapors, and that is by the process of transpiration. Water from the water bodies, from the surface of the plants, gets evaporated. When it gets evaporated, these water vapors mix with the air and rise upwards. Higher we go, cooler it is. So when the water vapors move higher, they come in contact with the cold air. So as I said, when they come in the contact with the cold air, what will happen? They will change into tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets of water cling together and form clouds. Clouds, as they move higher, 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 the more cooler they become, more heavier they become, and they change into water droplets and pour down. They pour down as rain. Not only as rain. If the temperature near the surface of the earth is 0 degrees Celsius, near the surface of land is 0 degrees centigrade, it pours down as snow. We are used to snow. Okay. So, rain and snow are the precipitated forms of water. Children, now when it pours down, where will this water go? It will either go back into the water bodies or on the surface of land. And then on the land, it percolates deep into the ground, which is known as the groundwater. We can obtain this groundwater either by digging wells or tube wells. Now, groundwater is obtained by digging wells or tube wells. Now, this continuous process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation is known as water cycle. I hope, children, this is clear to you. Now, let's summarize it by placing it on the concept board. Let's have a look at this flow diagram. Water from the water bodies evaporates, changes into water vapors. Water vapor mixes with the air, goes upwards. Higher they go, it changes into droplets of water, forms clouds. Clouds become heavier, pour down as rain and goes back into the water bodies. So this is how water cycle is completed, and this is the reason our water does not finish. Now, children, this rain is a blessing because it helps in maintaining the amount of water on the surface of earth. Now, children, tell me one thing. What if it rains continuously or persistently for many days? What if it does not rain for many years? Both the conditions call for a calamity. Calamity means disaster. Disaster which is caused due to natural reasons is known as natural disaster. Some of the examples of the natural disaster are landslides, earthquakes, floods, droughts. Children, over here we will be talking about floods and drought. Now, flood is a natural calamity that is caused when it rains excessively or continuously, persistently for many days. Children, when it rains continuously, the water bodies get flooded with water and they flood the submerging adjoining areas. The land gets submerged because of water. It destroys the crops. damages houses, buildings, bridges. Drinking water becomes polluted. Many waterborne diseases are caused. I think you would have been in grade UKG at that time, children. In Kashmir in 2014, we faced a severe flood. I would like you to show the picture of your school. Just check the level of the water. Your school was submerged in water. But let me tell you one remarkable thing, my dear children. It was just within 15 days. Just within 15 days, you were back into the school. That is because of your DPS family. They wanted you to be in the school. Likewise, children, another natural calamity which we're going to talk is drought. Drought is a natural calamity that occurs when it does not rain or when there is inadequate rainfall for many years. Just have a look at the condition, what happens to the land when there is drought. Land becomes barren. There is no fodder, no food. People die because of starvation. In India, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra are prone to droughts. Both these calamities cause great loss to life as well as property. Let's summarize about floods and droughts on our concept board. Floods. Floods are caused when it rains persistently for many days. Drought is caused when there is inadequate rainfall in a region for many years. Land gets submerged in water. Land becomes barren. There is no food left. There is damage of crops. Waterborne diseases spread. And in drought, people die because of starvation. So that was about floods and droughts. Now, children, our moral responsibility comes into place. We need to conserve water. Children, conservation of water is the need of an hour. You are our future. I'm damn sure about it. We have had many programs in our school, or you people have had many awareness programs about water conservation, but that is not enough. Children, we need to conserve the water. Population is increasing at a rapid rate. And when population is increasing, that means there is more demand of water. There is globally demand of water. But unfortunately, global water supplies are decreasing. They are decreasing because we are polluting the water bodies. There is contamination of the water bodies. It is not only that you're going to save water by using it judiciously, but then we have to protect the water bodies from being polluted. We need to conserve the water. One of the major ways by which we can conserve water is the rainwater harvesting. As I earlier said, this rain is a blessing, and we need to adopt ways by which we can conserve, we can save water. So one of the ways of conserving the water is rainwater harvesting. What does that mean, rainwater harvesting? It means collecting and storing water for the future use. Rainwater harvesting can be done by collecting, by harvesting rainwater flowing from the rooftops and allowing them to flow into a tank where it can be used. Likewise, my dear children, we can also allow this rainwater to pour down directly into the pit. What will happen because of that? Yes, the groundwater will get recharged. It will be filled, and that will supply again water to the lakes. So, quantity of water will increase. Should we not adopt this? Yes. At your level, you can even use buckets to collect the rainwater and then water your plants. Another way to conserve water is by building check dams, as you can see over here. What are these check dams? Check dams are small dams or barricades built in the path of a natural stream to prevent the water from flowing away. What will happen if we are not allowing the water to flow away? Yes, it gets collected at one place and seeps deep into the ground. Our groundwater gets recharged. There is more supply of water into the lakes and water bodies. My dear children, in many areas of Rajasthan, we have been able to resolve this problem of water scarcity by building check dams. Children, these are some of the ways by which we can conserve water. I hope you also will try to adapt different ways to conserve water. You will try to fix the tap if it drips. You will use a bucket instead of a hose to wash the car. These are small things which you can do to conserve the water. So children, these are the ways by which you can conserve water. That was all for the day. I hope you have enjoyed the lesson. You can watch this video again and again to strengthen your concepts. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. God bless.